Hi everyone, it's Marty. Good morning. Or I hope you're having a good lunch, or I hope you had a good day at work, or I hope this helps you fall asleep, depending on when you're ever listening to this. Congratulations, we are at week 24, which means we've been together for 6 months. Really exciting. So let me bring you into the celebration that we had. Sorry that you had to miss it. Okay, our agenda, we had a potluck this week. I'm going to talk about the handouts, and we talked about the challenge, and then I'm going to show you what we did as a little celebration. The first thing, of course, that you have is your agenda, and it informs you that we will be moving to every other week. So the next time we will meet will be October 29th or October 31st, depending on which day you need to come in for your class. So we're skipping next week. And we're going to be having a Facebook group. I'm sure you've gotten information about that from Mary. So just want to make sure that that's out there. And on the agenda, at the bottom of your agenda, it always has a place for you to write your goals for this week. It's important to have a goal every single week, even if it's a small goal, even if it's, all right, so this week I am only going to have, I'm going to only have carrot sticks for a snack. Great. That's a perfect goal, and see if you can do it. Um, the next handout that you have is Eat Your Water. This is about different fruits and vegetables and how much water content they have. What I want you to realize, and we talked about this a little bit when we discussed carbohydrates, was that carbohydrate foods have more water in them. So the reality is that if you're eating more fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains, you may have to take a few more trips to the bathroom simply because of the fact that you are really having some more water in your diet. And if you have not been hydrating at all, you might start finding out that, oh, I feel better. And that may be because you have more water in your system. One of the other things, this is not to say you don't have to drink water, but just so you know that just by eating these foods, you are helping yourself in one part of your life that may be a difficulty. And part of what I found out when I was researching this is that larger primates like gorillas or orangutans drink very, very little water. Most of their hydration comes from their foods. The last thing in your handouts is the tortilla chip recipe. These are really quick, easy, fat-free, salt-free chips that work really well with dips and are fast to make and have fiber in them. So, and they're cheap. They're really cheap. So you can just pick up some of those bags of the corn tortillas, that are 6-inch round tortillas, and you can make chips out of them really quick and easy. But please stick to the recipe until you know your oven because you can burn them quickly. Next, we did the challenge. We all put in our tickets for the challenge. The challenge is to help you have the best results possible on this 6-month assessment and also on your 12-month assessment. So we want you to, to reach the best goals that you can, for yourself. And the most important one is your diet. Following the diet 100% every day. We've been doing this for 6 months. You have all the tools that you need to know what's in the diet. I know at the beginning it's tough, like what am I going to eat or how do I cook this way? But now you have all of that, and you should be having no more than 3 to 5 ounces of meat a day. If you're my size, that would be 3 ounces. If you're 6'1" guy, that's going to be 5 ounces a day, and no more than 2 eggs per week. And again, lots of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. One of the things important is to realize that some people have asked about proteins again, and you're going to get, I really do not, unless I'm dealing with someone who is anorexic, I have never dealt with anyone in the United States who does not eat enough protein. Also make sure that you can include low-fat dairy and fish. So following the diet is the most important thing, and in weight management, what I have seen and what I have read with other researchers is that 70% of your weight loss comes from nutrition and 30% comes from exercise. It will be very, very difficult to exercise yourself out of a bad diet. Managing your, so meeting your exercise goals, Exercise is important. 75 minutes of vigorous exercise, which that means exercise where you cannot talk. So that would be sprinting, and then 150 minutes per week, either or, of moderate exercise, and that would be 30 minutes a day for 5 days, just as a basic way to think about how you're going to do that. And you can do a mambo combo of them. So you can divide that 30 minutes up to two 15-minute walks or two 15-minute, whatever it is that you do. You can very easily do things like your resistance bands for 5 minutes within that. You can do that at work, your resistance bands. I found that I could do that at work. Um, and Also that if you're going to be dividing up your time, let's say you're going to do three 10-minute fast walks, like one in the morning, one at lunch, and then one right before you left work. A lot of people find that once they get home, they just don't exercise. So if you can get those 10 minutes in after work, sometimes it will clear your mind of work, and it will also allow you to, get your metabolism working again. If you are going to have a plateau, look at what you're eating, and then also what you can do is what's called intervals. So you would maybe take that last walk at work, and you might put in 1 minute of a super fast walk, or if you're already walking really quickly, 1 minute of running, 1 or 2 minutes. That's it. And then you go back. And these intervals really do pump up your metabolism. So if you're having a plateau, that's one way to look at it. We did have one one participant this week who said that they totally committed. I think it was September 26th, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not quite a month ago. It's like 3 weeks ago, and they lost 8 pounds when they totally committed. We've had other people who have lost weight, and they tend to lose weight really on a more regular basis when they totally commit and say, that's it, I'm not doing it. And I'm really been impressed with the people who came in this week who were like, nope, I had this and this challenge, but I did not I didn't go overboard, or I didn't have a whole piece of cake at this, or I had one bite of it and that was it, just to, fulfill my little craving. I was really impressed with all of our folks. So I applaud everything that you're doing. Managing stress, I just want to say one thing, that we have had a lot of people that say, oh, well, I read scriptures in the morning and that's how I manage my stress. That's a great way to manage stress. However, that may not work later in the day when that guy cuts you off for the third time as you're driving home from work and you're screaming through the windshield. Now, I know you can't pull over to the road and do a 5-minute walk. However, that's what we're talking about as stress management. Because I had someone say, well, I go to church and I read scriptures and that's what I do. And I thought, well, that's really important and I think that's really great. But what about that 2 o'clock meeting where the person is really just saying crazy stuff and you're thinking, I don't they get it? Or you go home and it's the same problem you had the week before with a family member. That's the kind of stress where you're ready to blow your top, where we're talking about finding stress management, which may be, as one participant said, I have I have one line of scripture and I keep it in my pocket and I pull it out. And that's what we're talking about as far as stress management. So managing your stress, really important, and attending class. We love to see you, so please show up. We love to see you and we want to give you a ticket. However, we're going to be coming up to handing out our baskets. So there you have it, our gift baskets. All right, so this is what we did for our celebration, the story thus far. And I'm going to put a little music in the background. This is what I did at the meeting. And I also wanted you to know that we're starting to get some data that we can actually begin to share. And this is Mary sharing with Michaela, who you may have met at your labs, um, doing a poster session. So then we had diplomas and we had a really great gift for you. So we really have this wonderful gift and we're hoping that we can have you come in and pick it up. Mary has all of them and please just um, give her a call and we'll see if we can get you your gift because we have it sitting there waiting for you. And it's something we ordered a long time ago. I was hoping we would use it in our cooking classes and we have, and everybody that got one was like, oh, this is so great. So please come in and get it, or let's find a way to get it to you. We had people that we asked to go to the lab. This is what we actually talked about, how we're changing. We renewed our pledge. We kind of thought about like, what were we doing? What do we want to do for the next 6 months? How far have we come? How much have you changed? I mean, think about that. It's little steps, but they add up to incredible things. And what's coming up in the next weeks? Well, we're off next week. So please don't come in, and if you do, you can text one of us and we'll tell you what we're binge watching or what we're doing on our day, our evening free. And then we're going to be coming back on October 29th or on Halloween, and we're going to go back to why. We're going to be very focused on goal setting and meal planning. That's really all we're going to do. I want everybody to come out of the room with a goal for themselves. So we'll be working in partners, and we really want you to feel like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and here's my short-term and long-term goal. So this is what I want to do over the next 6 months. This is what I want to do over the next week, and this is how I'm going to get there. So because it seems like a lot of people come in and say, I just didn't plan for it, or I just didn't know this was going to happen, and that happens all the time. And we want to help you figure out how to be successful. After that, we're going to be we'll be coming back, and the next class will be religion and food. We're going to have a guest speaker, and then we'll be having our Thanksgiving potluck. So please come to our Thanksgiving potluck. It's okay if you don't. Somebody said to me, but there's so much pressure to come at a potluck. No, there isn't. Just show up. That's all there is. Just show up. People bring foods. If you can bring something, if you cook, great. If you don't cook, just stop and pick something up. It's okay. People brought low-fat Triscuits. People brought hummus. They brought 3-bean salads. They brought all kinds of different stuff from, the store. And that's perfectly fine. If you have something that needs to be heated up, please come, a little early, or at least come right on time so we can get it into an oven for you and, keep it warm. At the Thanksgiving potluck, I'll be giving you a bunch of different recipes. Some people cook a lot, so I want to give them recipes. There's going to be a super simple, a 9-year-old made it, cranberry sauce, fresh cranberry sauce, which is very yummy. And there will also be, when you get the recipes, there will be videos just in case you were thinking, I'd really like to do this, but I don't understand. And I'll also be giving you a basic fat-free mushroom gravy that you can have over everything. I make 1 gallon to 2 gallons at Thanksgiving, and I just about have 2 cups left on the day after Thanksgiving. All right, you don't have to do that. Please fill out your weekly questionnaire. You'll receive this it's up with all the other materials where you got this. So please fill out that questionnaire. Please tell us if there's anything we can do on these makeup classes to make them better. We want to make them the best possible, and also on your virtual classes. Thank you so much for doing this. I want to hop off, but I want to remind you that there's a survey after this, a 3-question survey. Please fill that out so that you get credit for this. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a participant. From all of us at New Soul, we are so thrilled that you are a part of this whole experience, and have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or have a really great night's sleep.